to you, dear viewer. Thank you for joining us yet on another episode of our Health Corner show right here on Capuchin TV with me, Maureen Kimani. A conversation or a program brought to you by Capuchin TV in partnership with St. Mary's Mission Hospital, where we bring you conversation concerning your health, well-being, lifestyle, and many more. And today we have a very interesting conversation that is a preparation for labor and birth, as you can see down below on the title on your screen. And of course, whether you're soon to be a parent or just curious what lies ahead, well, this episode is for you. And joining me in the studio, we have a very beautiful lady. She's going to introduce herself, tell us who she is and what she does at St. Mary's Mission Hospital, and what should our viewers expect as part of this conversation is concerned. And just to let you know that knowledge is the key when it comes to facing the unknown, of which we can see from this conversation what we have. So in case you have any question or comment you'd love to share with us, you can do that on 0717 424 866, or you can use our SMS number that is 21760. Welcome to the discussion. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. It's good to have you here. Thank you for making time.
I'm honored, thank you.
All right, because it's the very first time we are having you here, kindly tell our viewers who you are and what you do at St. Mary's Mission Hospital.
Thank you. Good morning all. My name is Joyce Muthoni. I'm a registered midwife and I work with St. Mary's Mission Hospital. My work mainly is to support mothers during pregnancy, delivery, and after delivery. That is what we call postpartum care. Yes.
Wow, thank you very much for making time. And I'm just curious, how long have you been a midwife?
More than 10 years.
Yes, what would you love to say about your role?
Midwifery is it's a very nice experience. You get to interact with mothers, take them through the journey, and also behold the beauty, the bundle of joy. And it is in us that we've received the education so that the mothers can experience a joyful journey. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for that introduction. So let's just get straight to our conversation today. Kindly, what is the definition of labor in the context of childbirth preparation? Because I don't know if so many people understand that, especially for the young girls out there who are looking forward to become a mother one day.
I agree with you. So today, as we're speaking about preparation of labor and delivery, at times it is known as birth, we need to know what is labor. And labor, as per how people understand it, is that mechanism, or it's that rhythmic contractions and relaxation of the uterus. The uterus is a womb that carries the baby. So when that contractions begin, and it relaxes, it causes the baby to move down the uterus, down the birth canal, and the baby is born. So it is a process. And we need to know between what is true and what is not true labor. And we'll know more about this as we go on. But basically labor is that process whereby the baby goes down all that process of being pushed down the birth canal until the baby is born.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And thank you for mentioning something, because that brings us to the second question about differentiating the true labor and the forced labor. Can you shed more light to our viewers?
Okay. So when you talk about true labor and vis-a-vis forced labor, true labor is when actually you know I am preparing for a birth. Forced labor is when mothers come to you and tell you, I had pains and now I don't have pains. Mostly mothers know them as Braxton Hicks. And for true labor, it does not stop until the baby is born. So for you to know it is true labor, there are signs that actually will tell you that this is true labor. Number one, the contractions. The contractions are how a mother tells that there was pain, which begins at the back, goes front to the abdomen, and then the abdomen becomes hard. And usually the interval in between those pains is a regular interval. It can increase, the pain can increase in intensity. It becomes more painful than the prior. And also the interval in between the time also shortens. For forced labor, the pain is after a while. It can be even once in a day. And actually, the pain does not increase in intensity or frequency. That is how you tell whether it's true or forced labor. Still, the other thing about true labor, you might experience the waters coming out. For forced labor, there are no waters coming out. At times in true labor, you can get a streak of blood. Down there, there's a discharge. It looks mucoid-like, like mucus with some blood. So it means that cervix has started to open. For forced labor, there will be no mucus. Also, a mother can know that actually it's true labor when there's a constant pressure down there. For forced labor, there will be no constant pressure. So we need to understand what is true labor and what is forced labor, what will make you come to hospital as early as possible. Yes.
Okay, and talking about labor, I know so many mothers tell their daughters about when they complain about the cramps. They tell you, you know what, that's not compared from what a mothers get during, when they're bringing life to a baby.
Okay. So when people talk about labor, they associate labor with pain. And now what we tell mothers, their steps will take you antenatally to prepare for that labor. So the more you prepare for the labor, the more you are able to cope with the labor pain during the labor period. When you're not prepared, you have the anxiety, the fear. It leads you to panic at the time of labor, and that is why it is more psychological. Someone is not able even to handle pain, whereas you see someone has come in, is able to handle pain, you wonder what is happening. How come she's able to manage the pain? And that is how we want to educate our mothers. Preparing for labor and delivery does not begin when the labor comes. It begins antenatally. Yes.
Okay. And again on that, some people make a joke and say, if you would love to know that your wife is ugly, please go to the labor room. You'll see the true colors of your wife.
Because your true self, it is true.
Okay.
When we're speaking about preparing for labor and delivery, we have ways we are preparing for labor and delivery. We start antenatally. According to the Ministry of Health and the WHO, it has recommended now we do 8 good visits. Previously it was 4 visits. Now it's 8 visits because we want to capture each and every detail for the mother. We have aims as to why we are doing antenatal care. Antenatal care is this care during pregnancy. It begins from 0 to up the time that you're giving birth. 0 months to the time you're giving birth. So once you realize you're pregnant, we urge all mothers to come to the hospital so that we can begin to detect so many things and also take you along the process of pregnancy. So first and foremost, we want to promote your health and the psychological health during pregnancy, because this one will trickle down to labor and delivery. We want to prevent any disease that can be passed to the baby during pregnancy or even during labor. We want to detect any medical condition that a mother could be having, pre-existing or even during pregnancy, because it can hinder the process of pregnancy, or even at childbirth, you could have complications. So that is the importance of actually having an antenatal visit. And that is why they've been increased to 8, so that you're able to capture all these things. When we speak about also prevention, we give mothers supplements of iron to prevent anemia. We give them supplements of folic to prevent anemia also, and also anomalies which come during pregnancy for the baby. We give anti-malarials for those who are in endemic areas. We also give tetanus toxoid vaccination to mothers according to the schedule by the government. And this one will prevent having tetanus for the mother and the baby. So you see the importance of actually have an antenatal visit, because this will actually give us how will the eventuality be at the childbirth. What do we expect? As you're preparing this mother also, we want her to be ready for birth, the labor and birth. How do you want us? I want her to be ready in this way. We teach them Lamas. You've heard of Lamas. We teach them it's a method, let me say prophylactic method of actually being prepared for the pains. When we say psychoprophylactic, it's because mothers are fearful of labor. They have tension when they're told, you will go deliver.
True.
So definitely there's that aspect of, will it be painful? How will be the experience? For these classes, they will help you prepare for that childbirth. And actually we tell even the spouses, please accompany. If the spouse is not there, you have already recognized a companion who is going to take you through the process. So we also want them to be part of your journey in pregnancy. So for the classes, they will teach you about how to breathe during labor, what to expect during labor, other exercises to help you relieve pain. Why we are saying they are psychoprophylactic? Because you do not want to introduce analgesics or painkillers during labor. We can be able to alleviate the pain with these other methods, then the better.
We're good to go.
Yes.
All right. And talking about delivery, I know for us, some of us have been able to experience, the documentation of couples on the YouTube sharing the journey of the delivery of the baby. For the person maybe hearing about this conversation for the very first time, because it's the very first time we are having this conversation right here on Capuchin TV, could you shed more light? What is it all about, the delivery, since you are a midwife? Okay.
Even before we come to delivery, antenatally also we actually encourage you to do something called individualized birth plan, which actually we review each and every month when you come. We want to see how prepared are you for labor and delivery. Have you decided where you're going to deliver? Have you decided the resources that you're going to use? That is in terms of financial way. Have you packaged your baby package? Are you ready with your bag in case labor comes before? Are you ready with your baby lights? We also want to know how far are you coming from? Do you have the means of transport? And in case labor comes at night, what is your plan? So during antenatal, these are the preparations we are doing. So when it comes to labor, I just defined labor as that process of contractions, dilatation, and then the baby is born. So labor can come before time. It can come at your due date. Okay. So it depends at where it gets you. How ready are you? But the purpose of antenatal is to make sure that you get the normal labor. Normal labor says is you deliver at the right time. You deliver a live baby, and the process is that every contraction and every relaxation of the uterine muscle causes the opening of the uterus to actually open. So that is normal, so that the baby is born without issues and is a mature baby. It can come before time, that is before the 37 completed weeks, and that one is termed as pre-term labor because it is not yet term. So are you prepared for that? So when it is term labor, it's term, and you've come with your birth companion. Now we have to ascertain that actually it's true labor. Remember, we defined what is true and what is false. So once we see it's true labor, we will actually admit you. Now we'll start the admission process. When we admit you, we expect that you'll understand the stages of labor, because during prenatal care, during the classes, you are taken through what is labor and the stages of labor. And in case you never had the chance to have such an education, we'll also educate you during labor before the pains become intense and you're unable to cope with whatever the midwife or the nurse is giving you instructions about.
Okay, actually, maybe if I can cut you short, I was worried when you talk about giving education to these mothers during this time, they cannot be able to handle their emotions. Are they gonna get anything when you talk to them, try explaining?
And this is what we do. When a mother comes in and she's not in intense pain, we'll have to walk with you.
Okay.
We prepare you. So labor has 4 stages. The first stage of labor is when you from zero dilatation of the cervix to fully dilatation of the cervix. They will tell you you're not yet fully dilated. And also it depends with, is it your first time baby? Is it, how many babies have you carried before? So for those who delivered so many times, at times the period could be shorter, but does not mean you can, it has to be short. It can be extended because of other factors. For the first time mothers, she can see as if the period is longer. So for the first stage of labor, that is from zero dilatation of the cervix to fully dilatation of the cervix, that process, that time before the pains become intense, will take you through what you're supposed to be experiencing as a mother.
Okay.
And that is when we'll take advantage of that period to re-emphasize on whatever you learned back in the clinic, or also to instill new knowledge if you never had the knowledge. And that's why we tell mothers, when you come and find another mother has delivered, don't be in a haste to say, I also want to deliver. It depends with where you are in the stage of labor. You could be in early labor, you could be also in late labor. That late stage, almost to the second stage, whereby it's delivering of the baby. So during first stage, we are going to teach you about breathing exercises. How do you relieve pain of your pelvic region? Because mostly the pain is because of this pressing baby down there, pressing so many organs, wanting to come out. So you have to learn how to relieve this pain. Whether we are going to do using a bathing ball, whether we're going to tell you to walk around, whether we're going to tell you change the position of sitting, sleeping, that is, we'll tell you do destructive ways of distracting yourself. We can encourage a mother to have earphones on. She can listen to music. She can be watching something entertaining. You see, it is just a destructive method.
Yeah,
as we said, it's more of psychological. Because once you feel pain, there's like, that's a lot, that's a lot. So once you distract yourself from the pain, you are able to cope with it. Yes, it is there, it is not yet gone, but the fact that your mind is not actually on the pain, you are able to cope with the process. During this period, we tell mothers, remember, the only way we can know that actually you're progressing in labor is by being examined vaginally. That is something also we prepare mothers back in the antenatal, because some will come and be like, oh, you're going to do that. You know, if she is prepared, she'll be ready for it. And during this first stage, at early stages, we want to prepare you. You will see a nurse coming to you every either 2 hours, half hour, or 4 hourly to examine you to see your progress. Yes, so a mother needs to be ready for that process. And also you tell her, as you increase, as you go on the journey, the pain becomes more severe, and you've told her what to expect and how to cope with it.
Okay.
So that she prepares for now when the pain will be too much, because now the baby wants to be out. Whether I like it or not, the baby wants to come out. So she needs to be prepared for that period.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about for the mothers who have gone the C-section, process?
Okay.
Maybe for their first-time baby, how do you go about that?
Now, for mothers who have undergone cesarean section, mostly they will still undergo another cesarean section. So for their admission, mostly they will be admitted a day prior, the day for cesarean section. They are prepared overnight for the cesarean section. For them, we don't want them to undergo any pain, because pain could lead to many eventualities, and that is what we do not want. So for them, they are prepared way before, the night prior the cesarean section day, and the following day now they can go in, their preparations done, and then we receive them back from the theater.
Okay.
So for their process is never that as tough for the normal labor mothers.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And we've never heard stories about maybe mothers who were to give birth, normally, but during that process they develop some complications and they have now to go for C-section. How do you prepare mothers just to understand more about the complex of the situation?
Okay. Now, during labor, this first stage of labor is the most crucial part actually, because you're preparing mother for an eventuality, either normal labor or cesarean section. So you actually, the patient is reviewed by the doctor severally, so that you are able to pick anything that could lead to a normal or cesarean section. In case the fetal heart, the baby, the heartbeat is not okay, we take measures. In case the mother is tired, we take measures. In case a mother has a pre-existing issue that actually could lead to cesarean section, we act as promptly as we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Joyce, for that clarification. And let's talk about intrapartum. What practical preparation should expectant mother consider as they approach a delivery?
Okay. So when you speak about intrapartum is that stage when actually labor begins until when the baby has been born and something called the placenta has been delivered and the mother is stable. That is the intrapartum period. And that is what we've been trying to explain, what happens between this period, whereby we actually encourage, come with a companion. If they would want to be present at the time of labor and delivery, we allow it. There is confidentiality and there's privacy. So we'll allow them to help you in the process. And in case of change of anything, change of condition of the mother or the baby, at least there's someone to, the next of kin to, give the information to, and that they consent.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how many people are allowed to get into the delivery room? Because I know sometimes if you have a companion, some women may prefer to have their besties, you know, coming along and experiencing the same journey with them.
Okay. Now, according to the setup back at St. Mary's, our delivery room has 4 beds, but there's some privacy. They are screened. So if it's if a mother wishes the spouse to come in, we do not disagree. We agree. Yes, but at least one person to support. Yes, to support, because you could be having concurrent deliveries. So at least one person to support you, that is okay. Yes.
All right. And what about some scenarios? Sometimes you may find mothers, they don't want to go to, the screening of the baby just to know the sex of the baby. And they just want to be it as a surprise.
Okay.
Exactly. So by the time maybe they had did a shopping of a girl clothes, and now they're given a baby boy, you may find a parent is disappointed that they were expecting to have a baby, or baby boy.
I think how to deal with this issue, it would be best done antenatally. When someone does not even want to know the gender, wants it to be a surprise, antenatally you can be advised, just do neutral colors. You know, we put colors. We have associated pink with girls and blue with boys. So I think the best thing would be just do neutral colors, because you do not know who to behold. And when the baby comes now, you can decide the colors that actually you want to give to the baby. Yes.
All right.
That would be my advice.
Okay. Because I heard some scenarios from mothers and even stories that you hear from our parents and so on and so forth about that privacy and surprise thing. All right. And I don't know if you have something else to add before we take a very short break, and then when we come back, we shall continue with this conversation about preparation for labor and birth.
Maybe just to finish up on the stages of labor. So once the mother is now fully dilated, the mother has been told, you're now 10 centimeters, the baby is here. So we're expecting the second stage of labor, which is actually called second stage of labor, which involves now the delivery bit. When you define delivery, it's actually when the baby is born, that is delivery. When the fetus is expelled from the birth canal, that is what you call as delivery. And it can be crazy for mothers who are not yet prepared. You see, there are mothers who come when actually they are at the delivery stage. but we still support them. Yes, because the pains are actually intense. So once a mother understands first stage of labor, they will come early. They know it's a process. It can even take 18 hours for a first-time mother. And then they go to second stage of labor, which takes around an hour to 2 hours. And then after the baby is born, there's usually what supports the baby during pregnancy, what is called a placenta, where the baby gets food, that is nutrition and oxygen, is also birthed. That is called third stage of labor. When the placenta and all this sac that was protecting the baby is born, we call it third stage of labor. It actually takes around 15 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
When it is born, now we go to the last stage. The last stage is called fourth stage of labor, where actually now we are dealing with mother and baby. We want to monitor them for at least 1 or 2 hours to see, have they adjusted to the environment? Is the baby adjusting to the environment? Are we breastfeeding? How is the mother? How is the discharge or the blood that's coming out after delivery? Is it a good, let me say, the actual amount, the minimal amount that we want, or is it a lot? Yes.
All right. And I can hear some laughters behind because someone mentioned after maybe we may get done with this conversation, maybe someone might get a wish to get pregnant. Maybe probably the men out there are just smiling to make sure their girlfriends
are ready for the process. Yeah?
Okay.
Perfect.
And join St. Mary's Mission Hospital just to get these services. And so with that, thank you very much, Joyce, for the first part. And we're going to take a very short break. But when you come back, we shall have a more conversation and shedding more light about this preparation for labor and birth with Joyce. That is how can we ensure that we have this open communication with the caregivers, that the pregnant expectant mothers and even the health providers. So keep it locked at Capuchin TV on our Health Corner show. We'll be right back.
Hay dos palabras que cuando algunos hablan de enfermedades terminales las confunden: incurable e incuidable. Y no son lo mismo. Incluso cuando existan muy pocas posibilidades de curación, todos los enfermos tienen derecho al acompañamiento médico, al acompañamiento psicológico, al acompañamiento espiritual, al acompañamiento humano. A veces no pueden hablar, a veces pensamos que no nos conocen, pero si le tomamos la mano, entendemos que están en sintonía. No siempre se consigue la curación, pero siempre podemos cuidar al enfermo, acariciar al enfermo. San Juan Pablo II decía que curar sí es posible, cuidar siempre. Y aquí es donde entran los cuidados paliativos, que garantizan al paciente no solo la atención médica, sino también un acompañamiento humano y cercano. Las familias no pueden quedarse solas en esos momentos difíciles. Su papel es decisivo. Tienen que tener los medios adecuados para desarrollar el apoyo físico, el apoyo espiritual, el apoyo social. Oremos para que los enfermos terminales y sus familias reciban siempre los cuidados y el acompañamiento necesarios, tanto desde el punto de vista médico como humano.
have boys or girls? You're right here on Capuchin TV with me, Maureen Kimani, and joining me in the studio we have Joyce Muthoni Kingori, who is a registered midwife at St. Mary's Mission Hospital. And of course, in case you are joining us for the very first time, we have had our first part. That is, the conversation is all about preparation for labor and birth, as we continue to shed more light and understand more about this topic. So welcome back, Joyce.
Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe our viewers are asking, how many kids do you have, by the way? They'd love to know.
Oh, lovely. I did not expect that.
Okay.
But I'm a mother of 3, 2 boys and a girl.
Wow,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, that's very good, and I think you can say hi to them because I'm sure they'll be watching you.
I know. Hi, loved ones. How are you? Mommy misses you.
Okay, all right. Let's continue with the conversation. As we talk about the expectation from the mother, caregiver, and the health provider, what is the expectation as per this preparation phase is concerned?
Okay. Now, there are 2 things. When you come into labor and delivery, there's what a mother comes expecting to get. She expects to get exemplary services. She'll expect to go home with a well baby, and also she'll expect to go home herself being well. And also there's a bit of her expecting to be given respect during birth. You remember history back, mothers used to dread labor ward, and we would have so many home deliveries because of disrespect and abuse and lack of privacy. So I think when a client is coming in, that is a pregnant mom coming in to deliver, she would want to expect that she'll be given her privacy, her rights will be given to her, that is confidentiality. And during birth, she will not either be beaten or be given harsh words. She's actually treated like a human being. So that is the expectation from the mother. And she'll go home well and everything will be okay. Now there's expectation from us, the caregiver. We expect that the mother, number 1, is ready. We are assuming that she has had antenatal clinics and she has been prepared. And once it is for us to pick whether the mother is ready or not. And if she's not ready, that is why we said we have to take them through the process of labor, explain to them what is expected to happen, work with them hand by hand, and actually we encourage a companion to be there to know what is happening to the mother. What else we expect is that we spoke about individualized birth plan during antenatal periods. So we expect that she has planned how she's going to behold her bundle of joy. Of course, she has come to hospital, that is one thing. How is she planning to cater for her needs and the baby's needs? Is she ready with the bags? Is she ready with the modes of payment? Is she ready with the process itself? Yes. So those are the expectations from both sides. Yes.
And when you talk about communication, how do you ensure that if mothers, expectant mothers, communicate effectively about their preferences when it comes to during these labor pains and delivery process?
Okay. It has been left open for mothers. Let them not feel intimidated. And that's why we are speaking about, it's called respectful maternity care, whereby we look at the rights of the mother. So she has a right to express herself. And actually with now informed consent, us informing her the right thing, now she can consent to this. She can consent to being taken through the labor exercises. And this one has to be done early, when she's not in labor, because at times when the pains are intense, it is very hard to communicate. But actually when you've taken them through the process early enough, you will have a very cooperative journey between you, the provider, and the mother, because you'll be speaking one language. You've told her, in case of you see this, tell me. You know, the nurse will not be with you every single minute. She'll be monitoring others. So most probably in between, there's a time that she's not with you. She's gone to see another client. So most probably we will tell her, and where you went, what has broke? Okay, there's communication. Yes.
All right, and sometimes because we are all human beings, you may find that the emotions of these expectant mothers are high, and they may alter some words to the person who is providing that care during that time. As a midwife, how do you ensure that you are, emotionally, you don't get agitated from, the client or the expectant mothers during this process, to ensure that you maintain your calmness to give a good service to the expectant mother?
I agree with you. Having the training of being a nurse and a midwife tells you how you're supposed to behave around a client. A client is always right. Whether they are wrong or right, they are always right. So even if they shout whatever words they say, you do not take it personally. You remove the emotions from that process. The only person you're allowed to be emotional is the mother. It is her taking the journey. It is not Muthoni taking the journey. So we allow the mother to express themselves. There's freedom of expression. We've not discouraged them from expressing themselves. What we teach them actually is when there are pains, during that time, breathe in and out for your baby. Because at that time, it means the uterus has contracted. If it is contracting, it's pressing on, number one, the placenta that supplies oxygen to the baby, pressing also on the baby. So when there's a contraction, there's minimal oxygen going to the baby. So what we encourage them is to breathe in and out. There are methods, we show them how to do it, so that at that time you're able to increase the oxygen in your level, in your blood, so that even the baby gets more. And when the contraction goes away, now she can relax. When you tell her to do that, you'll find a very calm labor would even wonder, are there mothers delivering here? Because they're not shouting. They're not screaming, because they're able to manage the labor. So this whole thing of mothers shouting, screaming, mostly is they've lacked that bit of education. Because once they understand, screaming does not portray that you have a lot of pain. One would just be screaming so that you think that there's intense labor. Once you just educate them on how to manage that pain, you will have a labor that is very silent, and you're wondering, are there mothers inside there? Are they delivering actually? And you'll find so many mothers come with their babies breastfeeding, because now we've taught them so many things. They're not babies screaming because of hunger. They know how to breastfeed, and maybe they've taken a sleep.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, all right. And what about the mothers who may like to come to St. Mary's Mission Hospital to do their delivery, and maybe as they're experiencing the labor pains, and they're moving from one hospital? How do you go about that? Is your approach as a midwife?
Okay. We do allow everyone to come to St. Mary's, regardless of whether you've been our clinic attendee or not. You can walk in labor ward anytime. You can decide to shift from your clinic and come deliver to our hospital. It is allowed. Yes, it is allowed. And basically what we do, we just repeat the antenatal laboratory workups, which are actually mandatory, which actually are part of screening, whether you have issues that could be transferred to the baby or whether you are okay. So we allow our mothers, and we are 24/7. So anytime labor begins, just pop in. Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, all right. And when you talk about the role of healthcare providers they play in supporting and guiding expectant mothers throughout the labor and delivery process, how is your experience on that?
I think I've had the best supportive midwives so far, and how will I put it? We are here for the mothers and the babies, and at the end of it all, we want to see a well mother and a well baby. So every healthcare worker is geared towards the same. Yes. Yes.
All right. And let's talk about St. Mary's Mission Hospital. How long do you, maybe what time can these expectant mothers come in? Do you have consultation that you'd love to give to our viewers?
Okay. So for any mother coming in labor, we allow them to, during the day, the clinic is open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And at night, they are seen in the labor ward now. That is where their first contact with a primary health care provider. Yes. And we have our clinic days for antenatal mothers that runs from Monday to Saturday. So from Monday to Friday, it's that time between 8 to 6 p.m. Saturday we open until midday.
Okay.
Yes. But does not mean you cannot be seen on Sunday. That services are not being provided. You will be seen. Yes. In the labor ward, you will be seen. Anytime you come in, you'll be seen. And then we have a specialist clinic around reproductive health, that is gynecological and obstetrical issues. We have our consultants, that is obstetricians and gynecologists. They are present on Mondays and on Wednesdays. Yes, between 8 and 12 midday. Yes.
All right, and maybe for our viewers who are very curious to know about what happens after delivery, how long can this process take?
Okay. So after delivery, that period, usually call it postpartum period. We began with antepartum, we went to labor period, we call it intrapartum, and then after delivery, we call it postpartum. So for that period, depends whether you're a normal labor birth, that is a normal delivery, you delivered vaginally. Mostly we keep our mothers for 2 days. The day you delivered, the following day, if you're stable, you're released home. For those mothers who've undergone cesarean section delivery, mostly they go on the 3rd day. They deliver today, we stay with them even tomorrow, then the day after tomorrow, they are released when everything is stable. Yes.
Okay, and what about for the mothers maybe who may give birth to an underweight baby, or what happens? Maybe you can tell our viewers.
True. So we have NBU, what we call nursery for the babies, that is newborn care. For babies who are underweight and have not yet met the criteria to stay with the mother, because there are babies who are underweight and actually can be with the mother and actually can breastfeed. They're usually admitted in the newborn units. And other conditions, that is another whole topic about newborns and issues that actually can lead a baby to the newborn unit. Yes, there are those services still.
Okay.
We have them. Yes.
All right, and during these labor pains and delivery point, what are some of the diet that you tell mothers to eat? Because I know sometimes, I don't know, because I've ever had people saying, I don't know if it's a myth, people saying that you're not supposed to eat hard food. So you can clarify that for our viewers.
Okay. We still want to maintain your nutritional intake during labor. We still want you to have energy, so that you can have the energy when it comes to the time of pushing the baby out. So we encourage you take light meals and frequent fluids that are sweet, so that you have the energy. That we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you have the energy to, I will not say a specific thing, but if you have juice, you have tea, you see, if you have soda, you can take something sweet but light during that process of labor. But we do not tell you not to eat. You will eat but light meals.
Light meals.
Yes, so that you're able to allow also the rectum to be free. You see, if the rectum is full, the baby is not able to descend. We call it descending down. The baby will not be able to come out as fast as we would want. And also we allow you to take frequent fluids, so that you're able to open your bladder severally, so that even the baby can be able to go down. So it's a whole mechanism of so many things, but we support you, number one, psychologically, physically, emotionally. Yes.
Okay.
And in terms of pain, we support you in that.
Yes. All right. Are there any myths and misconceptions surrounding labor pains or just labor in our birth?
I think there's that. I've heard people saying that if you've had painful menstrual cramps prior becoming a pregnant person, the labor will be ease. It will be easy because you're gotten used to pains. I think for me that one is a myth. I cannot support and say it is true, but once you're taught on how to manage pain, you are able to cope with pain. Yes, yes.
All right, thank you very much, Joyce, for that insight and helping our viewers to understand more about this motherhood journey, as I would call it. And we have some few comments from people who are following us. We have Christopher Kosgei, and he says thanks, following from Barsombe, Moiben.
Wow.
Where is that? Okay, and then we have Catechist Alfred Ahaza Kavihiza, following from St. Matthias Mulumba Parish, Amatunda Catholic Diocese of Kakamega. We have Teresa Kemunto, that is our actually staunchly follower. Every time we have a conversation about health, she always sends a comment. That is Teresa Kemunto. Good morning, Joyce, tuned in, listening from Moranga. And we have Fifi Emosh watching. Sigei Elvis, message is diffusing well. Good job. I'm feeling motivated to add. Now I have knowledge. Well, thank you very much for those comments. In case you have any questions that you'd love to ask Joyce here, you can still share that, and as Capuchin TV will ensure that you get feedback and your question will be answered. As we wind up, Joyce, I don't know if you have a takeaway that you'd love to share to mothers to take home the points in case they have been missing about our first part or even our second part. Just a wrap up of this conversation.
Okay. There's something I want to add that maybe I didn't mention, and usually mothers have a challenge in this part, the issue of breastfeeding. And breastfeeding, when you talk about breastfeeding, a mother wants after delivery, she sees milk present, so that the baby can get the nutrients as required. So when you also talk about antenatal preparation, even breastfeeding comes in there. You start preparing them as early as then. Breastfeeding, milk formation begins at 16 weeks when a mother is pregnant. So at the end of the journey, no mother should say that you do not have milk. Every mom has milk, because it began being formed or formation at around 16 weeks. So what happens, we encourage our mothers, eat well, eat a balanced diet. And a balanced diet is dependent on your pocket. I'll not tell you to go buy liver, no. I'll tell you to make sure that all the ingredients of a balanced diet are there. We have proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and water at the end of it all. So all this, you do it at the capacity of your pockets. So make sure you've eaten well during pregnancy, because that is what makes your milk at birth rich. Yes. And what now we're encouraging at the labor and delivery time is when the baby is out, immediately the baby is out, begins to breastfeed. Once it begins to breastfeed, milk comes. Actually, the milk flows. That one, within 1 hour of you bonding with your baby, you'll have supply of milk. But if you delay the process, even breastfeeding is delayed. And that's why you find a mother saying she does not have milk, maybe because we have delayed from our end to attach the baby to the mother, or else the mother was in pain and did not want to be attached, or even the mother was a cesarean section mother and that attachment did not happen like immediately.
All right.
Yes. So my parting shot, what I would want the mothers to learn is that labor is a normal process. We should not be fearful, we should not be tensed about labor. We can actually be prepared for labor all the way back from the antenatal period. And that is why we are encouraging moms, please come for antenatal. We'll teach you so many things. We'll teach you about danger signs that you're supposed to look out for during pregnancy, which actually can exaggerate your during delivery, they can actually make things worse for you and the baby. So for me, is that the antenatal period is very important as you prepare for labor and delivery. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Joyce, for that. And actually, the Bible says, "Fear not, for I am with you." And so that's a good message to send out to the expectant mothers there out there. They should not fear, actually, because St. Mary's Mission Hospital, they have them. They're going to walk them through this journey. And yourself.
Yes. Very true.
All right, thank you very much for taking us through this interesting conversation, and to our viewers, for all those who have been tuned in and sharing your comments and your feedback about our conversation today. Thank you very much, especially to Teresa Kemunto. May God bless you, and not forgetting Capuchin TV crew. We have Willie Mutua, Joel Mbugua, Henry, Kelvin Zisa, we have Eric Otieno, we have Justice Okari, and Peter Mwangi. May God bless you all. And as we wind up with this conversation, we'll leave you with an interview that we had recorded some times back at St. Mary's Mission Hospital during the launching of ICU and HDU. Just get to listen to it, and kindly get in touch with St. Mary's Mission Hospital, because it's the best hospital, I would say, in Kenya, as they have other branches in Nairobi, Elementaita. So just walk out through. You can also visit their website, and you can be able to get their contacts there. So my name is Maureen Kimani. Have a blessed day. See you next time.
Thank you very much. My name is Sister Constantine Bett, the CEO of St. Mary's Mission Hospitals. Indeed, today is a great day for us when we are commissioning the intensive care units and the dialysis, great services that are going to add value to the society, as we even join the government to be able to work together to ensure that health care is attained and achieved affordably in this country. Thank you very much.
Right. I know so many people know about St. Mary's Mission Hospital here in Langata, but I know you have other branches. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the other branches that you have.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we have the main hospital here at Langata, and we have also another branch, St. Mary's Mission Hospital in Rift Valley, that is Elementaita, and both of them are level 4 hospitals. We have a bed capacity of 320 here in Nairobi, and a bed capacity of 120 in Rift Valley. We also have other branches at the Holy Family Basilica, CBD Clinic, and another clinic in Nakuru City. Thank you.
All right, maybe you can talk to us about the day. I know you're very happy to witness this celebration here today. Maybe you can talk to us. What inspired to have the intensive care unit and HDU unit opening here today?
Yes, thank you very much, my sister. And what really inspired us to do this is the need that we saw. Most of our patients, after we served them here at St. Mary's, and those who needed HDU, ICU, we have our Kenyatta National Hospital, but we all know that it serves the entire country and the region. So we saw that gap, that at times we find that our hospital in Kenyatta is full and our patients have nowhere to go. And we said, why don't we have these units so that our patients are able to have these services within St. Mary's? That's what inspired us, the need of the patients that would need that care and we were not able to offer. So that pushed us to do all that we could to ensure that this critical care unit is up and running. And today, therefore, is a great day that God has given us this. And we thank God, we thank all our partners, we thank the church, we thank the congregation, all people of goodwill that have supported us this far till this day. Thank you.
One last question to you, Sister Beth. Maybe you can talk to us, how are these upgraded facilities going to improve the challenges, or maybe how are the challenges of we take a look at the hospital is located?
Iwe kuhani hata milele. Bishop Alfred Kipkoech Arap Rotich was born on 27th July 1957 in Longisa, Bomet County, in the Catholic Diocese of Kericho. Responding to God's call, he was ordained a priest on 18th November 1993 in Nakuru Diocese. On 9th March 1996, he was appointed the Auxiliary Bishop of Nairobi. On August 29, 1997, he was appointed Bishop of the Military Ordinariate, where he served as a military chaplain following a year of service as an auxiliary bishop. On December 14, 2019, 3 years after leaving the military, he was appointed Bishop of Kericho. Bishop Alfred Kipkoech Arap Rotich. 4 years ago, on February 15, 2020, you were installed as the Bishop of Kericho. Congratulations on your anniversary. Your unwavering dedication to faith, compassion, and service is truly inspiring. May your journey be filled with blessings, wisdom, and abundant graces. Happy 4th anniversary of your installation as the 3rd Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Kericho.
Wakristu wa Jimbo Katoliki la Nakuru, tumsifu Yesu Kristu.
Wito wa familia. Wito wa baba na mama.
Waumini kutoka Jimbo Katoliki la Nakuru, mnaoishi kwenye jimbo la Nairobi na vitongoji vyake, baba yenu wa kiroho, Mhashamu Cleophas Otuka, anawaalika kwa misa ya shukrani itakayofanyika katika Basilika ya Familia Takatifu au Holy Family Basilica lililoko kwenye Jimbo Kuu Katoliki la Nairobi. Ni Jumamosi, tarehe 24 mwezi wa pili mwaka huu, kuanzia saa 5 mchana. Kutakuwa na mkutano maalum baada ya ibada hii takatifu ya misa. Ibada hii itakufikia moja kwa moja hapa kwenye kitambulisho chako Katoliki Capuchin TV na kwenye mitandao yetu ya kijamii. Karibu Mhashamu Baba Askofu Cleophas Oseso kwenye Jimbo Kuu Katoliki la Nairobi.
Capuchin TV is thrilled to join the Donum Day Sisters for a momentous occasion on Thursday, February 22nd of this year, as they express gratitude to God for 30 years of their presence in Kenya and celebrate the opening and blessing of the new building during the 40th anniversary of their founder, Father Marcel Rosel Gala. The Holy Mass will be presided over by His Grace Philip Anyolo, Archbishop of Nairobi, commencing at 10 a.m. at the Donum Day Roselle House in Karen. This significant event will be brought to you live on Capuchin TV and across its various social media platforms. Capuchin TV congratulates the Donum Day Sisters for this great achievement. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity channel.